Welcome in, everybody. It's time for something yummy from the Green Door Gourmet Kitchen. I'm Devon O'Day.
I'm Sylvia Gagnier.
And the chef, the gardener, the presenter, all things Green Door, it's you.
Lots of hats these days, but that's okay.
But you're also a singer.
Well, you know, sometimes you get a lot of inspiration through music. So I was thinking of that great song, Take That Night Train to Memphis, and then it got messing around in my head, and it's like, well, let's take those nightshades to Memphis, take those nightshades to Memphis. And of course, that's a variety of plants, all the nightshades.
The nightshades.
So, anyway, let's talk about the things that are in the nightshade family that you see here. Devon, name one.
Eggplant.
Eggplant, they're right there, and they're all different kinds of those.
Tomatoes are nightshade.
Tomatoes are a nightshade. Believe it or not, most people didn't eat tomatoes until the 1800s. We think that people have been eating tomatoes for thousands of years.
They thought they were poison.
Yes, exactly.
Poison.
You know.
And then potatoes are nightshades.
Nightshades, and then peppers.
See, I didn't know the peppers.
So all those things fall in the nightshade family. And they all have their own little pertinent twists and turns in that. But what's really cool is they work so well together in recipes. They play off of each other beautifully. When you think about ratatouille or any of the other classic dishes, you're going to find the eggplant along with the tomatoes. The juiciness of the tomatoes stands up to the meatiness of the eggplant, and then the flavor comes forward when you add a little bit of pepper to it. So, you know, it's
why stuffed peppers work with all of these things inside them, why stuffed eggplant works with all of these things inside it. Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So it's really easy to figure out how to do all that. So when you're thinking about different things to do with nightshades, you could do something as simple as the classic caprese salad.
Okay, let's talk about that. Let's bring that right over here.
All right. So, of course, mozzarella is the most standard thing to use with tomatoes, especially for a caprese salad. You've got a balsamic drizzle. People panic about, oh my gosh, do I have to buy that? No, if you've got balsamic vinegar and sugar in your house, then you can just simply put the balsamic vinegar in a pot, low and slow, cook it down with some sugar. It will reduce over time and make your own balsamic glaze. You don't have to go to the store and buy that. And of course, fresh basil this time of year is always wonderful. Simple salad, but so delicious.
Oh, it's yummy. And you can have it almost, I would say that if you want it as a sandwich, you could even, that makes a pretty darn good sandwich. Add a portobello mushroom and you pretty much got something.
You definitely do. The little trick to fresh sliced tomatoes, not that I'm a proponent of using a lot of sugar in things. Most of the time I don't use sugar. But tomatoes, if you put just the tiniest little bit, think of the same amount of sugar as you would salt on the tomato, it will bring the tomato flavor forward. There's just something about the sugar that makes it forward. So if you look at a recipe or you reading the back of a label, tomato sauce or something like that, and you'll see it has sugar listed. The reason it has sugar listed is because it helps bring out that tomato flavor.
Wow.
And if you do your own tomatoes, you can control how much sugar you put on it versus buying something that already has sugar written on the label. So that's just a little trick to making your tomatoes taste even more tomatoey.
It's like people who put salt on watermelon.
They're so smart.
See, it brings out the flavor.
Oh, absolutely.
I love that. That's my favorite salad right there.
Yeah.
I just love it.
It's also great with feta. Tomatoes and feta are natural partners as well. Think Greek salad along with the cucumbers and everything else. And so if you have another thing that is not a nightshade, like a watermelon, it's really great because tomatoes go with watermelon and feta to make a fabulous summer salad with basil. So if you don't have mozzarella, but you've got feta, you've got part of a watermelon still left, use it up to make a fun cubed tomato and watermelon salad as well.
That just sounds delicious. And the balsamic works well with that too.
Absolutely, just drizzle it right over the top of everything. Waste nothing.
Waste nothing. That's what we do. We want to stretch our dollars because food is expensive now. I don't care where you buy it. I do not care where you buy it. Food is expensive. And if you're not growing your own, you sure do not want to waste anything.
Yes, the prices of all the inputs fertilizer, the cost of water. I mean, if you have a community garden, but you've got to tap into a municipal water, somebody's paying that water bill. So everything is expensive going into growing the produce. Even the price of seeds has gone up. So it's going to cost a little bit more for fresh things because it's costing the farmers a little bit more to grow it.
Yeah, don't get mad at the farmer because the price of things. Just remember that everything is going up, and so to even put the seeds in the ground, the seeds have even gone up.
And if you're smart and you get to know your farmer and you're a good cook like Devon is, and she knows not to waste things because she's learned so much from Mama Pat.
Oh, from you
and
too.
from me. But mostly Mama Pat. Don't you dare waste that, girl.
That's true. That's
then
true.
What you want to do is ask if there's a slightly blemished or a second. So you want to can tomatoes? You don't need perfect looking tomatoes. A second tomato is going to have a little bruise or something like that. This is the perfect canning tomato. Just ask for price of seconds. You're probably going to get it for a fourth of the price, half to a fourth of the price for just a little blemish. So that's another way to save some money.
Always a way to save money, always a way to stretch that dollar. And the number one way, make it yourself, cook at home. That's the number one way to really save money, right?
Absolutely. How do you pick out a good watermelon?
I ask you how to do it. I'm terrible at picking out watermelons. I really don't pick out a good watermelon. Tell me how.
It's really, of course, until you have x-ray vision, you're never going to be 100% guaranteed that you're going to get a good melon. But the signs that you're going to look for in a good watermelon are heavy for its size. Oh, you groan when you think you're
juicy, lots of water.
Yeah, you're going. Oh, okay. This is heavy for its size. You're going to be looking for this sunspot. This means that it stayed in the field until it was ripe, because it's going to lay on this one spot. You know, the sun's going to say, "Hello, you're ripe, ready to pick." And then if by chance it still has the little bit of the stem attached here on this end, you would want it to be brown, not bright green. So those are the three items that you would look for in a seedless melon. Now, if you're doing an old-fashioned seeded melon, you're going to do the two-finger rule. Do you know about the two-finger rule?
No.
So you get one of those elongated melons that have the stripes. If the stripes are not wider than 2 fingers, it is not fully ripe yet. It was picked when it was underripe. So that's a little trick that the farmers know about the two-finger rule.
No thumping?
Well, you can thump. Sounds a little hollow, but you don't want it to sound squish, 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 squish.
Oh.
Because then it's bad all the way through. So what you're really listening for is, you know, not squishy.
Yeah. Liquid watermelon, you just don't. Just don't. Y'all, thank you for being with us. We're going to see you at the end of the show, but stay tuned because there's a lot of good stuff coming up.
Hi, I'm Brenda Fielder. At Mid-South Exteriors, our custom sunrooms bring the sunshine in without all the heat and the bugs. And they keep you warm all winter while you enjoy the outdoors all year round. They add real value because we build them like your house to match your house. Or let us save you energy by replacing your windows and old siding. And because we have no retail overhead, we come to you and sell direct to you for less. Call us at 833-8003 or visit us at MidSouthExteriors.com.
Today we are going to build a 3-bin composting system that will turn this into this. So I'm going to make 2 stalls using these pallets. These 2 stalls will be on either side, and then I'll just put a pallet in the back in the middle to sturdy the whole structure up. I'm going to add a couple of scraps from the school build, and we'll get this thing nice and strong. Secure this guy in. Can I help you, sir? I'm gonna fill this first bin up with wood chips so that I have easy access to carbons or browns. We have our carbon base. We're gonna add some kitchen scraps. Ugh, that has been sitting for a while. Some lawn clippings, also sitting for a day. Blech. I'm gonna add some clippings from the garden, whatever Howdy will share for me. I chop these up really good so we don't create an anaerobic environment in there. A little layer of carbon. Now I'm adding in a layer of coffee grounds from my local coffee shop. By the way, these are fantastic greens. Even though they're technically black, they have all kinds of nitrogen and other goodies still in the hull of the coffee bean. This is on my daily walking path so that I see this and I'm reminded to check on it on a regular basis, right by the barn where I'm getting animal waste as I'm cleaning it, right next to the garden where I can take that finished compost and put it into the garden. We're a week in with this compost and it is so cool how it's been working. Day 2, it was up to 160 degrees. This is almost too hot to touch. It is breaking down so quickly and it's starting to turn black, but holy moly, I'm like gonna burn my hand. The fact that this still has a smell to it on the inside of the pile, but I can't smell it on the outside of the pile, is proof that the carbon sponge is doing its job. Regardless of what you put in your pile, how many times you flip it, how long it's been, if you watch my beginner's guide to composting video, you know that the measure of finished compost is whether or not you can distinguish things that you originally put into the pile as you're taking them out. What I definitely don't want to see as I'm doing this is any chunks of vegetables or, you know, any discernible items that look exactly the same way they did when I put them in here. I mean, even these wood chunks, like, are so much smaller now than they were when they first came in. So I know that the composting did its job. We made a free composting cheat sheet that you can print out and take with you wherever you go. You can find that on my Squarespace website, annofalltrades.com. While you're there, there are tons of other blog posts about composting, fixing your soil, how to stop watering your garden, and all kinds of other useful things when it comes to actually turning trash into treasure. I use the store on my Squarespace site to sell all kinds of things. T-shirts like the First Harvest t-shirt I'm wearing in this video, project plans, other merchandise, and spoons. I've been using Squarespace to host my website since I started my business in 2012. It is a fantastic platform for people who are not super tech savvy like me to take everything that I want to put out there into the world and drag and drop it into a beautiful artist designed template that then puts it out there into the world. Squarespace would be a great resource for you if you want to start your own blog or if you want to start selling some things online. So check out squarespace.com, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/AnnofAllTrades for a 10% discount.
Oh, well, you know a friend of ours, a mutual friend, Andy Ward. And so one night we were having a little fire behind my house in the country in Goodlettsville, and we were drinking a little scotch, and we started talking. It was 3 families, the Wards, ourselves, and the McDonalds. And we started talking about our Scottish heritage, and didn't realize my wife had some Scottish blood in her too. And my dad was Scotch-Irish, and we started talking about that, and Andy said, well, the games were canceled, stopped having them 10 years ago, and he proceeded to jump over the fire and proclaim that we were going to restart the games. And 1 year later, 2014, we made a deal with the Hermitage that we could use their place for one day. We bought tents, I built stages, we put things together, I hired bands from wherever, you know, and we had 1,700 people on a one-day event that first year. Second year, 2,500 people, one-day event. Third year, fourth year, it grew to 4,000 people in the fourth year. And by that time, the Hermitage was kind of feeling, we can't really support this anymore. It's too much of a festival for our business, you know. And so we love them over there. Howard was a really great host, but we decided we need to find another place. We found Percy Warner Park. The Nashville, Davidson County Park Systems were working with us, and we had a festival there, 2019. 2020, of course, we canceled because of COVID, and nobody wanted to go out and have a festival at that. So 2021 was our last year at Percy Warner, and what had happened was we lost a sheep, and this was a Scottish sheep. They called her Bellevue instead of Bellevue, and she was missing 3 weeks in Bellevue. And they had a Facebook page posted to her. They had sightings of her and everything, but the park rangers didn't really like that so much. So various reasons, but we decided we'd try another place, and so now we're at Sanders Ferry in Hendersonville, and they really love us. Our friends Good Neighbor kind of introduced us to them, and they're our management company that helps us with the festivals. Because Debbie and I are getting, a little tired of putting up tents and building stages, so now it's a true life festival with all the moving parts. Last year we had right at 6,000 people on our first year, Sanders Ferry. With the weather looking like it's looking now in 2023, we may have 10,000 people out there over 2 days. And these are lots of fiddles, and Fiddle Frenzy I think will be there as well, which is like about, she said about 10 fiddle players of ages from, I think 6 on up to 12 or 14. So a lot of entertainment there. We also have the Birds of Prey that are going to be there. And this is a Holly Lamar. I don't know if you know who she is. A successful #1 songwriter who went over to Ireland and Scotland and developed a love for the falconry. And so she's going to bring Birds of Prey out there. She has a eagle owl that's about 2 feet tall. And you can get your picture taken with the birds. But to make it all, top it all off, we have over 200 pipe and drum players out there. We have a pipe and drum competition and a solo piping competition. Solo pipers are coming as far from California and up north, all over the place to play at our festival. And you can go watch them tune up and play over at one side at our Piper Village, or they'll be doing a mass band at noon on Saturday. We'll have an invocation, and we'll have a mass band of about, like I said, 225 pipe and drummers on the field at once playing, and so that's always exciting. On Sunday, it'll be a little less. We'll probably only have 4 pipe and drum bands, but we'll still have lots of good music. We'll still have all the clans there. Andy Ward will be giving our invocation on Sunday, and we'll have a little saying there that we call it the Kirkin of the Tartans, which is the blessing of the Scottish families. And so lots going on. Lots going on.
Did you know that up to 80% of us will experience back or neck pain during our lifetime? Many of you are offered surgery or addictive pain pills to relieve your chronic pain. At the Dr. Gill's Center for Back, Neck, Chronic Pain Relief, we have been leading the way to better health, naturally, and have helped tens of thousands of people right here in Middle Tennessee for the past 30 years.
I came to Dr. Gill about 10 years ago after my local doctors recommended surgery. I knew about Dr. Gill and wanted to see if he could help me. 10 years later, I am pain-free, no surgery, and no pain pills.
Surgery is scary, and over 40% of all back surgeries fail, creating a cycle of surgery and pills. There is a safer solution to your chronic pain. Make the call to the Dr. Gill Center for Back, Neck, Chronic Pain Relief today and get your life back. This office visit is normally $299, but call today and receive your initial consultation, report of finding for just $49. But hurry, this offer won't last long. Call 615-768-8743. That's 615-768-8743.
So y'all, look at my face. I just feel like amazing, $1 million. And please come see Michael at Chanel at Dillard's in Green Hills. Y'all are going to look like $1 million too. Come see him.
Tired of hanging lights every year? We get it. That's why Southern Nights is here to help. We install programmable lighting on your home or business so you can enjoy beautiful, customizable lighting all year round. No more ladders, tangled lights, or cold nights outside. We do the work, you do the celebrating. Call Southern Nights today and take the hassle out of holiday lighting forever. For a free quote, give us a call at 931-241-3074 or visit our Facebook page at Southern Nights.
It's time for the Release the Hounds Music Festival. It is taking place Friday, September 15th at Johnny Cash's Hideaway Farm in Bon Aqua, Tennessee, raising money for animal rescue in Hickman County. ReleaseTheHounds.org is where you get tickets, but guess who's playing? Flat River Band, Scott Southworth, Jenny Tolman, Travis Tidwell, the Boomtown Saints, and the Outlaw Apostles. September 15th, that's a Friday. Get your tickets now at ReleaseTheHounds.org.
Some days warm, some days cold. The way she moves makes her hard to hold. Sometimes strong, and sometimes mean. A woman and a river can make life sweet. Yeah, a woman can change the face of her companion just by loving him and making sure he knows. A river can change the face of any canyon, giving life to everything that grows.
I'm looking beside you. Now, you brought professional weeders with you.
Well, I brought professional farmers, not just weeders. I brought the professional farmers, the dream team from Green Door Gourmet to help tackle these weeds.
And the parsley made it through.
Yes, and parsley is very, very persistent.
Persistent parsley. It sounds like something from Veggie Tales. Veggie Tales are what you do out at Green Door Gourmet.
Yes.
What vegetables have you chosen to plant?
So we're going to do some bok choy, some joy choy, some different lettuces. We've got some other herbs to kind of revamp where the basil and everything. Of course, they don't make it over the winter time here in Nashville climate. So we're going to let those come in. We've got seeds for radishes, arugula, and some other great things to put in. That's going to keep you guys going for about a month and a half.
Planting our salad, stuff that cool temperatures won't bother.
That's right. Like we did over here, we're going to add some additional compost and kind of fluff up the soil a little bit to get everything happy and not so heavy. And then we're ready to plant. Everybody kind of has a different thing going. She's got a little spade and trowel and using her hands. He has a gardener's knife. Yeah, and you know, pansies are edible. Yeah. You throw them in your salad or put them on your dessert, they're great. And then Becky over here has got a hori-hori knife, and that's one of the best weeding tools that you'll ever find if you get one of those.
A hori-hori knife?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that in my whole life.
Yeah, Japanese weeding tool.
Wow, look how fast you guys are doing that.
Well, they're amazing.
Plant your own garden. Go green this season. Green Door Gourmet has all of the plants and all of the instruction that you need to be great gardeners and farmers. The Green Door Gourmet is located on River Road, west of Nashville, at greendoorgourmet.com.
Sounds season ticket memberships provide fans with great seating locations, experiences, and best of all, amazing perks. By becoming a Sounds season ticket member, you'll have access to significant savings, up to 30% off single game ticket pricing, plus a flexible ticket exchange policy so you don't have to worry about not using all your tickets. Free parking within walking distance right beside the ballpark. Invitations to exclusive events like batting practice on the field, a meet the team lunch, and more. Pro Shop discount. Get 15% off all purchases from the Sounds Pro Shop all season long. A VIP card. You can enjoy discounts from businesses and restaurants in the Germantown area all year. The best way to experience Sounds baseball is as a season ticket member, and the best time to sign up is right now. Head over to NashvilleSounds.com to see all the season ticket options we have available.
Let me turn you on to a place where I find my great cookbooks. Go to McKay's. It's over on the west side of town. It's on the Old Hickory exit off I-40. They have a great cooking aisle filled to brimming with books, and including general kind of cookbooks, or you've even got the club collections like the Cotton Country, one of my favorites, and it was a steal at $3. I mean, come on. Plus, they've got genre cooking, different ethnic versions of cooking, any kind of cooking that you want to learn. They have probably got a great book for a great price to both instruct you or give you a wonderful recipe. Maybe it's an old-time favorite you're trying to find or replace that might have belonged in Grandma's kitchen, or maybe it's a brand new one that you just are looking for a great bargain on. McKay's will take buy, trade, sell, and they give you store credit that you can use. Even if you want healthy cooking, they've got that too. If you want to find great deals on books, food preserving, and all sorts of things for cooking and instruction, well, they've got it. McKay's is located off I-40 on the west side of town, the Old Hickory exit. Take a right, and then take another right, and you're there.
Hi, I'm Brenda Fielder. When it comes to sunrooms and screen porches, we have more than 60 years experience helping Middle Tennesseans add value to their homes. At Mid-South Exteriors, we install all types of siding, from hardy board to all the new vinyl designs. We also do custom trim, gutters and downspouts. We even do roofing. And of course, energy-efficient replacement windows. Our website is our showroom, so we come to you and sell direct to you for less. MidSouthExteriors.com.
Let's talk about salads. Nothing's complete without a little cheese on top. I can't have a salad without cheese.
Yes, and if you get a cheese that has a lot of flavor, you don't have to use a lot. It goes a long way. So one of my favorite things, blue cheese, of course, is great on a salad, and I love goat cheese.
Let's talk about goat cheese, because a lot of people go, I don't like goat cheese. It's a little too pungent. It's a little too this. Or the crumbles of goat cheese are amazing, but I actually bought some goat cheese and it was so creamy that it didn't crumble. Why is that?
Well, goat cheese naturally has a lot of fat content in it. And when it sits at room temperature, just like any cheese, it becomes very soft and it turns into a very creamy blob.
Not good for a salad.
Not good for a salad. But the way you can remedy that is before you take it out of the wrapper, leave it in the wrapper, pop it in the freezer, and this has been in the freezer, and just with me holding it in this minute or two, it's going to warm up to a nice texture, but still crumble or cut if I want to do medallions of goat cheese. And so goat cheese, also each goat will be eating different things in the pasture. What you eats matters. So some goat cheese is more pungent because they're out eating mustard greens and bitter greens. So what they eat matters. So find a brand of cheese that is not so pungent because those goats are out eating the sweet greens versus the more pungent.
Mine like bananas. So there you go.
Well, I think you're going to have smoothies on your salad.
I'm going to have a smoothie, a perfect goat cheese smoothie.
Oh, great. So that's the trick for the goat cheese.
Well, you can find delicious local goat cheeses here at Green Door Gourmet, and all these wonderful greens and locally grown and locally sourced, because we always say buy local. Well, that's a wrap on this show of Greens. Thank you for joining us here at Green Door Gourmet. If you're looking for a blessing, don't forget, you gotta first be one.
When you feel lost and running